Hello, my name is Tyler Barrick. I am in my final semester at Wayne State. I am studying political science with a minor in peace and conflict studies. And for this video project, I'm going to be discussing the story of the rabbits and the elephants. So, a quick summary of what happened. There was a group of elephants who was living in a forest. Their water supply, their lake pond, dried up because it hadn't rained in a while and they had drank it all. And so they went to their king, the elephant king, and the elephant king ordered them to look elsewhere. They eventually found this great big watering hole, and the elephant king ordered them to go to it. Move over there, we're going to go so we can use that water supply. What they did not know is that there were thousands of rabbits, a whole rabbit kingdom living underneath the trail that they used to get to the watering hole, and so the elephants were actually trampling and harming thousands and killing these rabbits. And so the rabbit had to try to figure out a way to address the issue, to solve the issue, because the elephants would wipe them out otherwise. And so what one of the rabbits did is he confronted the elephant king and told him that he had upset the moon god by killing and harming thousands of rabbits. And so the elephant king felt sorry for it. He felt bad about it, and so he wanted to apologize to the Moon King. He said that he had done this out of ignorance. He wasn't aware that he was harming the rabbits, and so he wanted to apologize. And once he did, the elephants moved on, and the rabbits were fine. So it's kind of a short story. It's kind of hard to tell what exactly it's addressing, but the two global issues that it seems to most clearly be addressing, first one being colonialism. This is a big topic, but basically, and it has many different definitions depending on how you look at it. But Ania Lumba, in her article and publication regarding colonialism, post-colonialism, she defined colonialism as a conquest and control of others' land and goods. And so that's exactly what the elephant did. They came in, and they, not knowingly, but they did it. They came in, they took over the water supply, they hurt the rabbits. And so that's kind of colonialism in a less serious kind of fable storytelling kind of way. But another thing that it addresses, I feel, is the part where he talks about the ignorance. He said the Elephant King said they did it out of ignorance. They didn't know they were harming. To them, they were just looking after their own people. And I feel like that's a very important thing, especially when it comes to colonialism in westernized countries. Often, a nation or a group of people are so set on seeking their own goal, achieving their own goal, that it's not always considered about the people that were originally there. I mean, look at the United States, look at our history. We came over to get religious freedom and to establish our own nation, and yet in the process we had pushed so many people off of the land so that could be ours. And so that's kind of I feel like the story kind of shows the downfall and the harmful side of colonialism for those who land and goods, it was theirs before westernized and developed countries come in. And I feel like that's kind of what the author addresses in this, is the kind of position that she holds. It's that, other countries need to respect the sovereignty of a nation and respect that one nation or one group of people does not have the authority to just go and do as they please without some type of consequences, either to themselves or to others. And like I said, I feel like the most important line of the story, if you get nothing else out of it, is that they said they did it out of ignorance. It's not always intentional or harmful, but yet it's still being done. And I feel like that's kind of the part of the story that the author really truly advocates and fights for the reader to understand. And I guess that's kind of what my focus is just my focus of this presentation. The importance that I feel like the message behind that story shares is very much respecting other nation, seeking all the perspectives of what you're doing before doing it, especially for westernized nation. And that kind of brings me to the next point, which is digital colonialism, which I feel like in modern days is more what's happening. And Michael Quet, in his article about it, talks about how westernized and developed countries have so much technological advancements that the more they push it into nations, the less control and power those nations have of their actual country, of their land, because technology is connecting everybody all over the world. And if the United States or Great Britain or Germany or Russia, whoever it may be, has these advancements and they push them into other nations, those nations may not be ready for them. They may not know how to navigate or control it, and therefore they were dependent on the more developed nation. And so that can be very harmful. and difficult for those. And I feel like that applies very well to the story. It's very important to ensure that the advancement of one group or one nation is not happening at the downfall of another. That in order to advance on a global scale, all nations, all groups, all countries have to be considered in order to deem it to be actually successful growth for everyone. Thank you.